This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi. Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
The proud, the Marines.
It's The Other Side of Midnight with Walter Sterling.
Walter Sterling, the biggest all-night show in American radio.
Hi, I'm retired detective Vic Ferrari. And on tonight's episode of Confessions of a Retired Detective, what happens when an NYPD summons cop gets a summons placed on his car? Coming up in moments with Walter Sterling on The Other Side of Midnight.
Lottery ticket theft. Details later. The people of Walmart, The Other Side of Midnight. Red Apple Audio Network.
Florida Stories. It's the wildest, weirdest, stupidest, grossest, funniest, sexiest stories from Florida. I'm James Parker. Florida Stories is coming up on the Red Apple Audio Network.
800-848-9222, 800-848-9222. You and I are talking to an amazing person who is a clinical hypnotherapist who has worked with thousands of abductees, thousands. Laurie McDonald, clinical hypnotherapist. Max, welcome to The Other Side of Midnight with Laurie McDonald. Hi, Max.
Thank you for taking my call, Walter, and thank you, Laurie. My question here is, I'm sorry?
I just said hi, Max.
Hello. If we're being if we're being confronted with these other beings, I'm assuming that there's something that we have.
Max,
Yes.
do me a favor. You should have been told this. Get off the speaker. Talk right into the phone. Don't move around. We're on AM. We need all the help we can get, okay? No speakerphone.
Is this a little better?
No speakerphone.
Is that a little better?
No speakerphone.
Is that better?
You're still on the speakerphone.
Okay. And is this better?
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. All right. If they're so much more advanced than we are, what is it they are looking for from us? What are they getting out of confronting us or manipulating us? And have you seen these fusions of extraterrestrials plus ourselves?
That's a great question, Max. Laurie McDonald.
Excellent. Yes, a very good question, Max. Yes, I have seen hybrids, definitely. Now, they are not superior in any way outside of being more technically advanced. The human is a very powerful entity. The one commonality among all the different types of abduction is the human, whether it's a reptilian or a gray or some other type of being. They're all interested in us. And why is that? It's because the human are powerful creators of reality. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that the word human is actually the definition for the type of entity that we are. Hue is the word we use to measure the density or saturation of light. We measure that in hues. Man comes from the word manifestation, which means to come into the physical or to be embodied. A human is a light-embodied being, and that is a powerful soul-based energy that they do not have. Hence the hijacking of the genetics of the humans to create that. They have not been able to do that. Now, as far as manipulating us, they want to manipulate us because of a very particular hypothesis called the Gaia theory. The Gaia theory states that when the population of the planet Earth hits 10 billion, and that will be in approximately 2045, 2047, at 10 billion, it creates a specific quanta of energy, therefore propagating the human's next evolutionary step. We can create a model of the universe and chart where the Earth will be in 2045 or 27, and see the cosmic energy that will be hitting or bombarding the Earth. That specific energy is said to decalcify or the pineal gland, restoring the human to their innate ability of full extrasensory ability, allowing the humans to hit their highest potential through incorporating their highest frequency emotional energy. And that
a lot of this.
Laurie McDonald, clinical. Hold on. Laurie McDonald, clinical hypnotherapist, giving us incredible answers about alien abductions. It's remarkable. You and I are listening to this on Chicago's WGN, and thank you very much for the call. Benjamin at 800-848-9222. Welcome to the other side of midnight, Benjamin. Hi, you're on with Laurie McDonald.
Good morning. I was abducted at 5 years old. I was interviewed by a MUFON hypnotist, and there's so much to talk about, but about 10 years ago, I was talking to a woman. I didn't get to go to the conference, and he was abducted also. And it's like we bonded instantly. It's almost like we were brother and sister, although I never met her before. Have you noticed that people who have been abducted have great sense of bonding or feel closer together?
Well, so when you're abducted in early childhood, that's usually an indicator of a lifelong abductee. And so they would have many children together in what we call these sort of white rooms. First, they go through a decontamination room. Then the children are placed in other rooms and they're taught to play games. These games that they're teaching the children are all levels of psychic development. You're teaching them not only telepathy, but telekinesis, moving objects with the mind. They would throw little objects into the air. So when you meet an experiencer and you begin to talk about, hey, when I was 5 or 6, this is what happened to me. And they're like, hey, that happened to me. Yes, there's an instant bonding because there's a deep memory. And also the experiencers have been so publicly mistreated and called crazy and put down in so many ways.
Benjamin, were you called crazy and put down?
Well, I never really talked about it with anybody. Some people in my family, after I wrote it up in an email, thought I was a little nuts. But my friends thought I was okay. But I didn't realize that after I went to the MUFON, I found out that the men in black were very prominent in Jersey City, where I was abducted in the 1960s. And I found out, I didn't even know that. And I remember sitting outside my apartment house, it must have been 4 or 5, and this guy with a black hat, like those top hats, which they didn't wear too much back then, and his pasty face started talking to me, and I got scared, and I just ran into the house.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Benjamin, I don't blame you. Thank you very much for the call, Benjamin. Thank you for the update. I appreciate the experience of anybody who has been abducted. Very grateful for that. Laurie McDonald, clinical hypnotherapist, author. What's the name of your latest book, Laurie?
I have a book out called A Conscious Path, From Trauma to Spiritual Transformation. And then the second book is Integrating Your Extraterrestrial Experience. And it teaches levels of understanding, acceptance, what happens when your reality is challenged, and how to deal with people who have had this experience if you haven't had it yourself.
Laurie McDonald, where do I get the book?
Get that book on either of those books on Amazon. Also, I have a third book coming out this summer called Hypnotized. you might already be in a trance. And it's teaching how the mind works and how we're affected by all of the different technologies that we have in our own world.
Laurie McDonald, I got bad news for you.
What's that?
You're going to be on again and again and again. What a terrific guest you are. What fabulous information you've shared with us tonight. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely
Wonderful.
perfect. Thank you for being on the other side of midnight.
Another side of midnight, Walter Sterling, Red Apple Audio Network.
33 past the hour with Walter Sterling. Good evening. I got a phone number. It's 800-848-9222. And coming up in just seconds, you and I are going to talk to Mateus Boom Boom in Hollywood.
Thanks for listening to The Other Side of Midnight with Walter Sterling. You can listen to The Other Side of Midnight Monday through Friday from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?